Hello everyone, welcome. I have some new and new to me products that I have been wanting to try. And I did this same type of video about a month or two ago where I just sat down here at my makeup table and chatted with you while I applied these products. And the feedback I received on that video was quite positive. So I thought, why not make this a regular thing? So that is what I'll be doing today. I'm going to apply my full face of makeup, and while I am applying that makeup, I'm going to give you my first impressions and also share with you a life update. So if that sounds good to you, please keep watching. Okay, first things first, I've got to zoom you in. And let's get this hair out of the way. I did already apply this brand new Revee Beauty Signature Skin Dream Barrier Cream. I have to say, I have been very, very pleased with every product I have tried from Revee ever since the brand launched a couple years ago. It says here that it is a clinically tested next generation barrier cream that delivers 228% hydration after one use, powered by 900K ppm nanoparticles for instant skin bounce, formulated to wear beautifully under makeup. And I did really enjoy the texture of this. It is a little bit thicker than some of the other creams that I tend to use under my makeup because my skin is more oily. So it will be interesting to see how it works with one of my favorite foundations, which is this Ambient Soft Glow from Hourglass. But I'm actually not going to start with my foundation today. I'm going to start with my eyes. And I'm going to use my Gerard Cosmetics eyeshadow base. And we are going to talk about, well, I'm going to start with this, but it won't be the whole video. I have now been on HRT for 1 year. I started, oh gosh, when will I learn that I just need the tiniest amount of this? I literally just stuck the brush in the cap. I started working with Telehealth a year ago. They had reached out to me about working together on a video, and little did they know that I had already been researching them because I was in desperate need of the service that they offer, which, if you're not familiar with Midi, it is an online virtual care clinic. My regular viewers are probably tired of hearing about it, but I will never stop singing the praises of telehealth. And Midi makes taking care of your health so easy, whether it's perimenopause and menopause, or you're having issues with your weight, your mood and memory, sleep issues, you can get the help you need from the comfort of your own home. Midi is covered by insurance. I personally pay a $45 copay. And something that Midi does, oh, by the way, we're going to be using the new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Nature palette today. I have used this already, so it won't be a first impression. What was I saying? Oh yeah, they schedule your blood work for you. So if you need testing, they'll set that up for you. Obviously, at your first visit, you are going to give them a detailed, actually before your online visit, you're going to give your clinician a detailed overview of your health, like what medications you're currently taking, just the normal things. But the great part is you can do all of this while in your pajamas. Well, you don't get the blood drawn in your pajamas. I think you get what I'm saying. Your entire visit can be done from, just sitting on your bed. That's where I do mine. So yeah, if you've been given the runaround or just basically felt maybe dismissed at your doctor's office when you've spoken to them about issues like perimenopause and menopause, weight gain, you're going to want to check out Midi. It has been life-changing for me. If you are seeking compassionate care for your health concerns that's covered by insurance, that can be done without leaving your house, I highly encourage you to click the link in the description box and check out Midi for yourself. I also encourage you just to do a Google search of Midi Health, and you will see reviews from thousands of women whom they have helped. But before I get into how I've changed, how my symptoms have improved on HRT over the past year, I do want to thank Midi for sponsoring today's video. I've truly never had a more organic partnership with a company or a brand. What do I want to do? I'm just gonna wing it. Oh my gosh, I just realized I have little dots from where I used root spray on my forehead. Prior to using HRT, by the way, for those of you that might be new to my channel, I'm 52 years old. and this might be TMI, but I still get my period regularly. However, I was experiencing what a lot of you, I'm sure, are experiencing as well or experienced in the past: hot flashes, mood swings, exhaustion, memory loss. So after I had been what I consider blown off by my general practitioner, when I brought those concerns to her, that is when I was thrilled to find out that something like MIDI existed. My clinician, I could tell from my first visit that she was very eager to help relieve those symptoms. Now, let me be clear. I am not a doctor, and I am not encouraging anyone to go on hormone replacement therapy. I'm giving you my experience, but like anything health related, you should check with your doctor first, or if you are going to sign up with MIDI, your clinician. I'm pretty sure we all know by now that not every woman is a candidate for hormone replacement therapy. So in my case, I was put on the estradiol patch starting at 0.025 and 100 milligrams of progesterone at night. That was my prescription. And for the first few months, we did go back and forth with my dosage. And that is something you do want to keep in mind when starting hormone replacement therapy, that it might take a little while to get you into the correct dosage. Also, several people have asked me about this. I did gain weight in those first couple of months. Now, they say that HRT really shouldn't cause you to gain weight, but I think we all know ourselves pretty well. And thinking back, that is the period of time that I did put on weight that I have since lost by using a GLP-1. And I do have other videos on that on my channel that I can link for you. I have been on the GLP-1 since March. I lost the 20 pounds that I needed to lose. Now I'm on a maintenance dosage. And by the way, my A1C has gone down and my blood pressure has gone down since being on the GLP-1, which I also get through MIDI. And I check in with my MIDI clinician once a month while on the medication. And by the way, I am on a compounded semaglutide. So here's the green from the palette. Today was the first time I tried packing on the shadow with a brush versus my finger. A lot of people are saying that the shimmers in this are not quite as special as the shimmers in the previous two Ethereal Eyes palettes. And I have to say that I kind of agree. I don't know. I just feel like the other ones are more pigmented. Yes, some of these are meant to be just, glittery toppers. I think a lot of us were just expecting more from the green shade. Yes, it can be layered. And I think on darker skins, this is going to be gorgeous. But did I need this palette? Probably not. But I'll share more of my final thoughts on these products at the end of the video. So after we had worked on the correct dosage for my estradiol patch and my progesterone, which by the way, I am now on a 0.05. I think I mentioned that. I started off at 0.025. We also tried 0.075, but I felt like that was too much. My body was just telling me it wasn't right. So we went back down to 0.05, and then I do 200 milligrams of progesterone a night because I was still having issues with sleeping. Oh, and getting back to the weight gain, from what I understand, from what I've heard, it sort of evens out. After you've been on the hormone replacement therapy for a couple of months, your body sort of acclimates, and then your weight either goes back down or evens out. I would say it took about 3 to 4 months being on the HRT regimen that I started to notice a big difference. I had no hot flashes. I haven't had a hot flash in a year. I can't say that I'm sleeping great, and that's actually something I'm going to address with my MIDI clinician on our next visit. But the no more hot flashes is huge. The moodiness, gone. My husband might beg to differ, but I feel like I am in a much better mood overall than I was. I still have brain fog, but it's not as bad as it was. Overall, I just don't feel miserable anymore. And I was feeling pretty miserable a year ago. Something else I was given that, I never know how much to share on these videos. We're all women here. At least I think we're all women watching. I can't see why a man would tune into this video. I was also given an estradiol cream to put where, and it has completely stopped me from getting UTIs. I was getting at least one UTI every 2 to 3 months. I was using that Eucora stuff that you've probably seen on television. I'm pretty sure most of us, if not all of us, have had a UTI, and they are miserable. So the fact that I have not had one in a year is huge. Now, the estradiol internal cream has many other benefits as well. And I don't want to give any false information, so don't take this as the absolute truth. But I have heard that even women who cannot use like the estradiol patch or any other type of bioidentical hormone therapy, they can still use the cream. The camera's gonna go out when I do this. I don't know what's up with my camera these days. It's just not staying in focus like it should. I'm left-handed and I can't see very well, so I have to get really close to this mirror, which is why I turn my head like this. But then when I try to do my eyes with my left hand, my camera goes out of focus. And it is just as frustrating for me as it is for you, the viewer. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes Neutrals now. I'm using a combination of the brown and the black to just tightline my upper lash line. I don't want to spend too much time on this because there's really not much else to say besides I feel great. And if you have been contemplating bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, I say talk to your doctor or MIDI clinician and see if it's right for you. Just getting rid of the UTIs alone was life-changing for me. All right, what do we think? So I have been invited to my first brand party in Los Angeles. Now, some of you may be surprised to hear that, considering I have been on YouTube for almost 10 years. I live in Las Vegas, which is pretty close to Los Angeles, just a quick 40-minute flight or a 4-hour drive. And I have gone to other events in Los Angeles, like through YouTube, or when I went to the YouTube Holiday House 2 years ago, there was a brand event that my manager got me an invitation to, but it was like a really big event. The one I'm going to next week, from what I've read on the invitation, it's more of like an intimate dinner. It's at a mansion in Beverly Hills, and I'm not going to say the brand just yet, but I will tell you all about it when I get back. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure I'll be posting some stories from the event. I don't know why I don't get invited to events. I think that before TikTok was a thing, I just wasn't big enough. My channel wasn't big enough to get invitations to these events, or maybe the brands thought that because I was in Vegas, I didn't want to travel to LA. But I think now with the burst of TikTok influencers, especially in the mature space that are developing really big communities over on that platform, they're the ones that are getting the invitations these days. So even though my channel is now big enough where 5-10 years ago, I would have been on the short list to be invited to these events, but now I'm kind of like pushed to the bottom because they're putting so much more of a focus on TikTok influencers. Oh, I'm getting a lot of glitter on my face, so there is definitely some fallout from that palette. So when I got the invitation to this party, I was excited. But then, you might be surprised to hear this, my first thought was, well, I'm not going to go to this. Why did I say that to myself? Well, because they aren't paying for me to go to this event. And what I mean by that is they're not covering flights, they're not covering hotel, transportation, anything like that. If I wanted to go, I would have to bear all of that expense. So after initially thinking, oh yeah, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to spend what will probably be $600 or $700 to go, I started talking to some other influencer friends, and while they did not get an invitation to the event, they did encourage me to go. I'm also a little shy, believe it or not. I get very uncomfortable in social situations where I don't know anybody. Now, of course, there might be people there that I do know once I get to the event, but just walking into an event where I don't know anybody is a little bit intimidating for me. So let me cut to the chase. I'm going. Not only am I going, but I went and bought a new outfit. I figured if I'm going to this beautiful mansion in Beverly Hills to my first brand event, brand dinner, I want to make a statement. I want to look my best. The dress code was like camera ready cocktail with a pop of gold. And so I think I got the perfect dress. And no, I'm not going to show you right now. You're going to have to wait and see. But let me just tell you, this dress is from Cult Gaia, and I also got some shoes from Cult Gaia. So now I'm actually really excited to go. I'm excited to fly to LA. I'm only going for one night. I'm going to get there in the afternoon, hope that my room is ready. The event starts at, I think, 6:30. Hope that my room is ready so I can get in there and get dressed and then Uber over to the event and just see what it's like, see what it's all about, see who's there. By the way, this foundation is my, I think I already said, Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. I use the shade number 8 because I did self-tan last night. You probably noticed at the beginning of this video when you saw more of my body and face that my face looked a lot lighter than my body. Well, now you know why. So the foundation is going on beautifully over the Revie Barrier Cream. But my concern is that because the texture was so emollient that perhaps I'll get too greasy throughout the day, because this foundation is kind of a glowy foundation. It's not a matte, but I do find that it works well on my oily skin. So where was I? Oh, beauty event, outfit, excited. Something I've been doing lately, anytime I apply foundation, is I'm taking my Stands Out Beauty Sponge, dry, and just patting out my face. And I'm finding that is giving me the most beautiful finish. It picks up any of the excess product without ruining the look. It just really helps to keep things from looking cakey. Okay, now I need concealer. Nothing new, just a little Natasha Denona. Oh, this one's too light. Yeah, this is not going to work. Let me get another concealer. I'm using the Dior Forever Skin Perfect, and I will have all of the shades listed in the description box next to the link to the product, as well as the names of the brushes I'm using. So I have been thinking about surgery again. Not the nose surgery this time. It was around this time last year that I was having issues with my nose, with my breathing. For those of you that don't know, I did have a rhinoplasty in 1994, so a long time ago. And I went to see a plastic surgeon in Salt Lake City last year about having a revision rhinoplasty because I was having a lot of trouble breathing. I do have a collapsed nostril, as you can see. So I ultimately decided that I was too scared, that I was worried that my nose would look even worse. And yeah, I just decided not to do it. So that is not the surgery I am thinking about doing. The surgeries I'm thinking about are, one, and don't get mad at me for this. All my hooded-eyed viewers are going to be mad if I do this. I know they will. I have been contemplating the upper blepharoplasty. I know you all know what that is. It's removing the excess skin. A lot of people get upper blephs because the fold, the hanging skin, starts to impair their vision. Well, I just went to the eye doctor last week and my vision is not impaired. So I wouldn't be able to get it covered by insurance. But from my research, I have discovered that upper blephs are not that expensive. They range anywhere from like $3,000 to $5,000, which is nothing to sneeze at. That's still a lot of money, but I always thought it would be more. And a lot of people have said, well, honestly, 100% of the people that I know of, that I've seen them make videos about the procedure and talk about their experience, they all say that they wish they had done it sooner. And I've said in other videos that, if I got it, I would lose, my hooded eye content that's so popular with my viewers. But the thing is, getting an upper bleph doesn't necessarily make it so you don't have hooded eyes anymore. If you go with a very natural, subtle, conservative upper bleph, then you will still have hooded eyes. They just won't be as hooded. I mean, honestly, I think hooded eyes are beautiful. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Some of the most beautiful women in the world have hooded eyes. And the thing is, the older we get, the more hooded the eyes become. So I feel like if I do it now, I can go more conservative with the amount of skin that they potentially remove. And then the other surgery I have been considering, oh, by the way, I used my House Labs contour stick. The other surgery I have been contemplating is breast reduction, implant reduction. I got breast implants in 2004. And yes, they are the same ones I have right now. It is a myth that breast implants need to be replaced every 10 years. Most plastic surgeons will tell you you only need to have a revision or a replacement if you have issues, if you have capsular contracture, or if you have any other health issues related to your breast implants. I do believe in breast implant illness. I do think that for some people, their body just does not want a foreign object in it, and their body tells them in many different ways that they reject this foreign body and that you should get it taken out. Thankfully, knock on wood, I have had no issues in the 21 years I've had these. The reason why I want to get my implants reduced, not removed, is because I feel like they do balance me out. When I was young and flat-chested, I only weighed like 118 pounds and I'm 5'7". So at the time, my chest matched my body. I was just really small everywhere. But as I've gotten older and I've put on some weight, I felt like having more up top balances me out. And keep in mind, I got these implants in 2004. That was the height of the Girls Next Door show, Playboy. Everybody had bleach blonde hair, big breasts. And so after my second son was born, my sister got implants. And I got jealous because if you have never been flat-chested, you don't know the frustration of, or the insecurity of not being able to fill out a bikini top or not being able to fill out anything. I mean, I was an A. Even when I was pregnant, I only went up to like a large B or small C. And yes, I do know that the reverse can also be true, that someone with a flat chest cannot relate to someone who has a large natural chest and the struggles that you go through. We're going to be using this today. This is from NARS. It is their holiday palette. It's called Ethereal Aura Blush Palette. I most certainly do not need another palette like this, but it looked so pretty online. Look at the packaging. Beautiful. I'm gonna do like a little dusting of both of these just to see how bright and pigmented they are. I don't wanna go too heavy with it. So I still want something up here. I just don't want them to be as big, especially now since I have lost the extra 20 pounds that I gained the first few months on HRT, but I just don't want them this big. When I was in Italy recently with my best friend, you're probably tired of hearing about that trip too, but it was a great trip. And there's still so much to talk about, like the fact that I had bought a dress before I went on the trip. This one right here. And obviously it's very low cut. I taped myself down when I wore it. But in all of the pictures, I hated the way I looked. I liked the way I looked in the mirror at the store and in this photo, but I did not, like, how am I supposed to show you all three of these? I want to put all three on. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's actually really pretty. I mean, it's bold. That is a bold highlight, but I like it. Okay, so back to the dress. Oh my goodness, that is so like, I don't know. Is that too much? That might be too much. Okay, where was I? So the dress. I just did not like the way I looked in any of the photos because for some reason, my boobs just looked so much bigger in photos to my eyes than they look when I'm just looking at myself in the mirror. And I said to my friend, like, am I crazy? Or like, are they really that big? Because I don't feel like they're that big when I look in the mirror. And she's like, no, they're really that big. So that was when I said, you know, maybe it's time to downsize. So I don't know when exactly I'll do that. I haven't even gone for a consultation yet. I think the doctor who originally did my implants back in 2004, I was living here in Las Vegas at the time. I moved away in 2007 for a few years. That's a whole other story I'm not going to get into. Some of you already know it. Anyway, he is not still in practice here in Las Vegas. Otherwise, I probably would go back to him. By the way, as you can see, I did go ahead and apply my brow products and some lashes. I will have everything I used listed and linked in the description box. I just have my lips left to do. And I bought the new limited edition YSL Love Shine Candy Glaze in 22 Shimmer Rose. And I am going to use Makeup by Mario Hue Lip Liner. And now let's try the lipsticks. This holiday packaging is different from the other YSL lip shines. It's very luxe looking. Yeah, that's my kind of color. I think I did a really good job matching it with the lip liner and the blush and the very bold highlight. So back to the implants. I'm gonna do it. I just don't know when, because I'd also have to pre-plan taking the time off for that, whether it's the implant swap or the upper bluff. If I do the upper bluff, I am going to do my best to take you with me, or at least share in the recovery. It's definitely not something I'm going to hide. I will never hide any surgeries I have done or plan to do. I've always been open about procedures. I've never had anything done to my face other than a nose job. The last time I had Botox was pre-COVID. I don't do any type of fillers. The last time I had lip filler was also pre-COVID. The only other surgery I would even think of right now would be like a lower facelift, because my neck is just giving my age away. My face, I think, perhaps it's due to the oily skin and the fact that I take really good care of my skin. I use amazing products. I do feel like my face is holding up pretty well, which is why so many people think I have done Botox and fillers and all those other things. I do take great care of my skin. And of course, there are genetics involved and lifestyle factors, but my neck gives my age away. Okay, so now that the life update is done, let's run through these products. I will have a caption on the screen right here letting you know if at the end of the day my makeup looked the same as it usually does when I wear this Hourglass foundation, or if this made my foundation look better or worse. The Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Nature Palette. As I said during the demo, I don't think it's a must-have, especially if you have his other Ethereal Eyes palettes. Now, that said, I do think if you have medium to dark skin, you might prefer this one over the other two Ethereal Eyes palettes. I have seen this palette look phenomenal, and the pigmentation show up so much better on deeper skin tones. As I also said in the demo, I agree with other reviewers who have said that the formula of the shimmers seems a little bit different than from what was in the prior Ethereal Eyes palettes. The mattes, however, I think are great. I think they're buttery, blendable. Obviously, you get some nice neutral shades in here. You can use this rich brown for eyeliner. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to add this color, this like ivory shimmer, to my tear ducts. I mean, overall, I am very happy with the palette. I think it's very, very pretty. I don't normally wear color on my eyes, and this is a great way to incorporate a little color into my look without being too much. Now, the NARS palette. Okay, I need to play around with this some more. First impressions are, it's not for the faint of heart. You have to want some Barbie pink cheeks and maybe like a lilac-y highlight. You have to like this look. Those of you with deeper skin tones, I can see this being absolutely stunning. stunning. I'm going to continue to use this palette and play around with it. And how you'll know if I really end up loving it is if I have it in my Sephora Holiday Savings Event recommendations video. That event is coming up at the end of the month, and I always put out a recommendations video. So if this appears in that video, then obviously I think it's a winner. The two other new products I used in this video, I have spoken about in other videos already. The One Size Boucle Silk Powder. I used that to set my T-zone. I love this. It's extremely blurring. I also used it to set my under eyes. I used the shade Light. And then this Haus Labs Contour Stick. I'm loving this, especially for the nose. And the shade I use in this is Sculpt. The lip combo, love it. I love a glossy lipstick, and this color is truly beautiful. And this packaging, 10 out of 10. Okay, thank you so much for watching another chatty Get Ready With Me life update. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. All of the products I used today and their shade names will be listed in the description box, as well as tagged through YouTube Shopping. By the way, those YouTube Shopping links are affiliate links, so I do get credit when you use those YouTube Shopping links. I have had viewers ask me if I get credit when they click on the YouTube link. And yes, I do. And I appreciate that so much. Either way, if you use the links in the description box or through YouTube Shopping, I do get credit for those. So once again, thank you. Thank you so much for your continued support. And don't forget to check out MIDI Health. If you are struggling with perimenopause, menopause, weight gain, stress, sleep disruptions, they can help you. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider doing so. I do upload new videos at least twice per week. You can also find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. My username is the same on all platforms. It's Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.